understand, students? Partition जानते हो? Partition of India happened in 1947. Okay, so he has worked on that trauma, the suffering of people from both the sides, and what actually happened, what was the psychological impact, what all did the people suffer, what was the two nation theory, and all the divide and rule policy, all the turbulences, all the mishappenings, and all that took the toll on the people and India as a nation. So he has worked on the partition of the country. The thesis is divided into how many parts?
Mainly three chapters are there. Three topics. Overall five chapters. Overall five chapters. First is
thesis is divided into five
chapters.
So how we have to go for it? Means we have to start with question and answer directly, or is going to present something else?
You can introduce
Okay.
thesis.
So Ajay, at the beginning you are requested to give a summary, the brief of your thesis, what you have done.
Okay. Sir, the topic of the thesis is dilemmas and
Don't be nervous.
Don't be nervous. It's okay. You have done your good work.
the topic of the thesis is dilemmas and issues of partition, a comparative study of Sadat Hasan Manto and Bhism Sahani. The partition of United India in 1947 stands as the most significant event in the modern history. And after that, everywhere violence erupted, and how people got affected, and how the geographical area changed, and what are the memories, painful memories of the survivors. We can see all through it, through the lens of Sadat Hasan Manto and Bhism Sahni's life and works, because their life also is woven around the partition era and the revolutionary era of that time. So, and they also somehow tells what can be done in future to avoid that situation, like communal violence and communal tension between or among certain communities.
Okay. So my one general question is that why do you want to work on partition literature? What was the reason? Why did you choose this topic?
Sir, enough already has happened on that topic, but as we know, in our everyday life, we can see the news about communal violence in every part of our nation, and the relation between India and Pakistan since partition. So that's why the topic has enough relevancy till today.
And what was the reason behind choosing Sadat Hasan Manto and Bhism Sahani? Means randomly, have you chosen them randomly, or was there any logic?
No, there is a reason, sir.
Yeah.
Sadat Hasan Manto was a born Muslim, but he was born in a Hindu or Sikh dominated area in Punjab. And Bhism Sahani was a born Hindu, but he born in Rawalpindi, a Muslim dominated area. So their viewpoint is important. How they view in that area, because what has happened with them, because they are minority in their local area. So how they suffered, how they noticed some, and how they observe things. That all observed things they wrote down in their works. So it is important
Okay. Your first chapter is trauma of partition and communal violence.
Yes.
Okay. So, can you tell me the difference between these two writers? What was their views on this trauma on partition? Was there trauma of partition of both the writers were different or it was similar?
Uh, Somehow, sir, it was similar.
Hmm.
As Sadat Hasan Manto used to write, or basically known for his short stories, and Bhism Sahni particularly known for his novel. So the canvas was big, but they are telling the same thing.
Okay. And you were talking about human psyche at the time of partition
Yes,
as
sir.
well. So, means what do you mean by this human psyche here?
Human psyche means, sir, the survivors
Hmm.
and those who suffered, their psyche was affected immensely. So, what kind of thinking at that time,
Hmm.
and what what are what were the writers thinking, because they have to they also forced to migrate from one country to another. Manto uh, got migrated from India, Bombay to Lahore, and Sahni also came to India. So they also had haunted memories behind them.
Hmm.
So how they wrote about certain events then witnessed at that time, like communal violence, mass migration, chaos, violence, and they put it in their works.
Okay. Manto actually, Manto is in, he was in Pakistan, means after migration, and Bhishma Sani was in India. So did you find this kind of change also? Means was Manto was writing about the Muslims only, or Bhishma Sani was writing about the Hindus only? Was this is the case?
Sir, if you talk about Manto, then he he remained pretty aloof from politics and religion,
Hmm.
and he was not afraid of the social taboos and society's hypocrisy, religious hypocrisy. So he was a certain kind of maverick. So there I didn't notice any biasness towards any community from both the writers.
Okay, Manto is known for his bold writings. Okay, he
Yes,
has openly spoken about prostitutes and all.
prostitutes, fallen
Okay,
women,
so your third chapter is going to
voice
talk
of,
about a voice
yes,
of women at the time of
at the
partition.
time.
So was it talking about the impact of partition in that bold voice? Was he talking about the prostitutions also about
Who
Manto?
he connected both these things in his writings. He, he talk about fallen women because during his Bombay tenure, he used to roam around less developed cities, and he was an acute observer. So he used to write what he saw. So this is the thing.
Okay, and when we read their novels, okay, what was their views about Jinnah and all? Were they saying something about the role of Jinnah in the partition?
Yeah, some they think that Jinnah is kind of some erratic behavior or adamant behavior. So this way they portray Jinnah.
Okay, so when we see the voices of women, can you speak something on the situation of the women at the time of partition in both the writers? How it was different and how it was similar?
Sir, if we live in a patriarchal society, so all the outside decision, like politics, like religious animosity, I think men are spreading this kind of dilemma, and who mostly suffered women because they were paraded naked, they were gang raped, so they have paid a huge price, I think, at the time of partisan violence.
Were they writing about rape victims also at the time of partition?
Yes,
Who, Manto or
Manto wrote short stories like Khol Do, Thanda Ghost.
Okay.
So in those stories, he was talking about that.
About the rape victims at the time of partition.
Yes.
And what's about Bhishma Sahani?
Bhishma Sahani also draw some lines about how women got affected. There are some character for which the male characters got tension behind for their security. But on the other side, they are involved in raising communal tension.
Okay.
But
So,
yes,
yes. There is a short story. Is it My Name is Radha by Manto?
yes,
Okay. What he was talking means about which women he was talking in that short story?
sir. The story is woven around a film story or film script or a film shooting. There, in this story, there is a character, uh, male character who is the actor, and a female lead actress. ठीक है? So, okay, so the character who is the actor, he used to call all the actresses uh, sisters. Okay, and in his real life, he was the exploiter of these women.
Okay. Uh, you have worked on Manto and Bhishmishani.
Yes.
Okay, partition actually it's a much explored theme, but yes, this combination have not been used by any researcher till now.
Yes,
But do you think that there are still some areas where somebody can work on partition?
definitely, sir. If we talk about the role of social media at that time, like fake news are spread within a minute. They also talk about fake news in novels, how news are spread.
How they were spreading the news at that time?
Rumors spread.
There are rumors at that time, but
Okay.
now the perspective has changed. Now there is social media, so anyone can easily spread the rumors, false rumors. So there is scope.
Rumors are always false.
Uh,
False rumors नहीं होते. Rumors are always false.
Always.
है ना?
okay,
They
sir.
don't have any validity,
They
authenticity.
have any authenticity or validity. They don't have. The same thing happened, and the violence was the result. Outbreak of violence at large scale.
Namaste.
You have also said that these two writers they were talking about communal violence and they were suggesting some solutions also.
Yes, sir.
That there can be some solutions. What are those solutions?
Through their works, they throw the light on how we can show solidarity. How can we have one religion which is called humanity, and how we can, because there are a handful of people who spread violence or communal tension, but all the other people can show harmonious behavior, solidarity, through which we can amend that situation in near future, because it is a prophecy, kind of prophecy.
So,
That-
in your conclusion, you are putting Manto and Bhishmishani at the same level, equal level. Means this is a comparative study. You have made
Yes.
a comparison.
Kind of, sir.
Okay, so they both actually were advocating humanity, and they
Yeah,
were saying
humanity.
that humanity is the solution of the
They
communal
both
violence.
are true humanists.
They
Yes.
both were true humanists. Okay.
Don't you think they were looking at the society from two different perspectives?
Uh, Sir,
Manto
Bhishma
and-
Sahani, there are some difference. Bhishma Sahani, in his college days or after his college days, he joined Congress. And he talks also about the ways of Congress in Tamas. And after that, after the partition, he joined Communist Party. So there are some elements, but there are no such biasedness, if any. So this area can also be explored.
Okay.
And on the other hand, Manto remained quite aloof from politics.
Okay.
He was not an active member of PWA.
He was a much
Probably.
criticized writer even at his time. He was very controversial writer. Okay?
Yes.
So yeah. So okay, no issue. So you were talking means can you talk about something about trauma also, because there are some students also they will be also enriched about what do you
Traumas-
mean by trauma theory? Trauma.
After the partition, there was a mass migration. Around 15 million people got migrated, and in that process of migration, mass violence and chaos was had happened. So many people or many families lost their dear ones, and who remained and the survivors also faced the trauma, because in their memory, whenever something happened like that, in the memories still haunt them. So it is quite painful for them.
Have you talked about memory also? Memory actually is having a different study. Have you talked about memory also in your thesis? In trauma also, memory plays very important role.
Yeah, sir. If only little, if there is a reference in their story or novel, then it was talked.
Okay. Sir, it's okay from my side.
So, any questions, Dr. Gar? If you want to enlighten us. Because you have also been working on Indian writing in English.
In Tamil literature.
Uh,
So, which writer do you like better in these two writers?
Sir, I
Very
like
better.
Sadat Hasan Manto most.
Manto. So, why? Because he uses the language of the masses.
Yes, sir. He bluntly talks about the taboo subjects and the hypocrisy of society. That's why I like him.
He exposes the hypocrisy. And there is a movie based on Manto also.
Yes.
A movie based on Manto. Manto is the character in that movie.
Biopic.
Directed by Nandita Das.
have you seen that film?
Yes, sir. And I also seen the television series of Tamas, directed by Govind Nihlani.
That was televised way back. And we were kids. I think
92, yeah.
I think I was in.
He's younger than him.
I was in 12th or something like that.
There are some other writers also who have written on partition. Have you read anybody else also?
In for to know about the dilemmas, I read Train to Pakistan, Ice Candy Man, Freedom at Midnight.
Whose writings is very realistic? Is it Khushwant Singh or Sadat Hasan Manto or Vishnu Sani?
Sir, all of them are realistic writers, but I think my favorite is Manto, so
Manto,
I
okay.
go with Manto.
So I think we have.
It's okay.
We have your teacher.
Yes.
So, Professor Saab, I think Ajay has very well defended.
Yeah, he has
his,
defended well. I have gone through your thesis also. Your thesis was well written. It was means there was not any grammatical mistake, and you have done justice to the topic also.
Thank
And
you,
you
sir.
have defended your thesis in the Viva Voce as well. And the purpose of the Viva Voce is only to verify whether you have written this thesis by yourself or not. And you did well. You have defended well also. So congratulations from my side.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Okay,
you.
congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Allah.
And yes, of course, now we can
Dr.
officially
Ajay.
call him Dr. Ajay.
Thank you, sir.
Very well defended thesis. Okay, let me brief the house. The thesis was about partition. You know, partition of India took place in 1947. Okay, so partition had a very cruel face. We have India in two parts: mass violence, then traumas, and the condition of women. We have 2-3 writers. Khushwant Singh also wrote on partition, The Train to Pakistan. We have the movie of the same name. Train to Pakistan is a movie also.
Small movie also.
You all should watch. Then Bhisam Sani, the writer, he has picked up. His Tamas was televised on Doordarshan. ठीक है? when even I was in 12th, I think I was in 12th standard when it was televised on दूरदर्शन. जब दूरदर्शन ही हुआ करता था तो उस पर तमस में पूरा पार्टीशन दिखाया था. गोविंद नेहलानी was the director, and we have so many other films also based on partition. Ice Candy Man,
Pinjar bhi hai.
Pinjar,
Pinjar.
Pinjar you might have seen. Then we have Ice Candy Man, है ना? So a whole lot of theories, two nation theories and all that, plus the traumatic situation of women in particular,
Women are the most vulnerable.
the most
Yes.
vulnerable of
They suffer the
humankind, they suffered the most. Even if you go to some settlements of the erstwhile refugees, what we call refugees, so if you go to their settlements, you meet some old women, some old men, you will be shocked to hear their trauma.
A large number of people came from Pakistan to Alwar also.
Alwar, Khairtal, yeah, we have large number of people who have come from.
narrate
है
in
ना?
detail
So
what they experienced in these things.
so tales of partition will never end. The trauma will never end. And I hope that Ajay has very well defended his thesis. I congratulate Ajay on behalf of the Department of English and also on behalf of the external expert, Professor Manoj Kumar.
On writing research papers based on this theme.
And you all will be happy to know that he is also a faculty of college education. Ajay has cleared his NET and JRF. While he was working, he cleared his JRF. Then he got selected through RPSC in government college. Earlier he was posted in government college Pratapgarh.
Pratapgarh,
Now you
physical.
are in government college Lakshmangarh.
Hod Khandera.
Government college Hod Seeker.
हाँ.
So he is a faculty also. So we are doubly proud of Ajay Kumar that one of our students from this department, he has been selected as assistant professor in college education. So doubly you are congratulated.
Thank you, sir.
है ना? Congratulations once again. If all of you have any questions, the house is open. You can also participate in the debate because you are going to be students of this department, है ना? भाई आप लोग भी तो डिपार्टमेंट में एडमिशन लेने आए हैं ना आज. और जितेंद्र इज अनदर स्कॉलर. हिज थीसिस हैव आल्सो गॉन फॉर इवैल्यूएशन. उसकी थीसिस भी गई हुई है इवैल्यूएशन के लिए. तो शॉर्टली वी विल हैव हिज पीएचडी वाइवा आल्सो. चलो, थैंक यू ममता. इफ यू हैव सम गुड न्यूज़. अच्छा, so within a month we will have another PhD viva of Jitendra, and hope he will also defend his thesis. तो आपको सबको congratulations.